So I've been hearing this sound for the last couple of weeks, basically since I did the autocross event with this car. Yeah, I'll show you some clips of what the sound is like. So I've just diagnosed it and figured out what I think it is, and in today's video we are going to check and see if we can solve the problem, basically. As you can hear, the clunk seems to be driveline related, because it's a sound that comes every time you put load on the driveline. So my theory is that it is most likely the driveshaft, and that it's the CV joint is just slightly worn or something. Or it could be the motor mounts, possibly, because if you have metal on metal, because the rubber is worn out. I have heard that the motor mounts are sometimes problematic on these cars, so I just ordered one up to in case it could be something like that. So we're just going to start by doing the motor mount, because that is the easiest one to get to. Looking at the motor mount, there seems to be maybe an excessive amount of movement, aside just from turning the wheels. So I continue on removing the motor mount so that I can replace it and see if it's actually the problem or not. As you can see, there is quite a bit of movement here, so I continue on. The motor mount in question is located just behind the gearbox, and it's the so-called torque mount. The bolts are both really tight and full of Loctite, so you will be needing a breaker bar of some sort to get them loose, and ideally a bit of space, which I didn't have here. Well, that was pointless. As you can see here, the stock motor mounts are evidently very soft, which means that the old one was not actually broken or anything, so yeah, but now that we've got the old one out, we're just gonna put in the new one anyways, just to be on the safe side, and then we'll continue on to the next task at hand. Okay, so I was really starting to worry about the sound maybe coming from the differential, but when I'm under the car and I'm just listening, it sounds like the sound is coming from the differential, or inside the gearbox. But then I actually, when I go and look at everything and just try to figure it out, the inner CV joint, or tripod assembly on this left drive shaft seems to be just a bit loose, whereas on the other side it's not. So I think that is actually where the sound's coming from. So I can I can slightly move the inner CV joint, just slightly, without moving the wheel. I can show you here what I'm talking about, and hopefully this is the actual problem. If I move, there is movement in that which doesn't like move the rest of the drive shaft. So that's not right, and this is not a original Volvo drive shaft. I got this drive shaft on V parts, but I think it may not be of OE quality, because like after one autocross event this thing seems to be worn. Got a new one over there, which is an SKF drive shaft, which is a good brand. Here I am just putting the car on an angle so that hopefully we won't lose too much transmission fluid when we pop out the drive shaft, because it's like completely open in there, so the moment you pull out the drive shaft you break the seal and transmission fluid starts just coming out of the transmission, so it's best to like try not to lose too much. And I also have some more Volvo original transmission fluid to go back in, so we'll take a look at that later. Getting this drive shaft out is an absolute mission, so I will just link to the video that I used to tell me how I should do it, or basically the only way to do it. It's not a good way, but it is the only way to do it. So the battery died on the camera and everything. I used probably 2 hours just to get that drive shaft out of there, so not an easy task, but you just have to persevere. Got it in, so now we just got to bolt everything back up and we'll be good to go. Now we got everything back on the car, so we'll just top up the transmission fluid and then we'll give it a go. Okay, if there are any sounds now, I probably have a bad differential, which is expensive and hard to do. If not, then I'll be happy. It worked. Oh my! Oh, I was genuinely very worried that it would be the differential. But it sounds like it worked. Oh yeah, that's such a relief. I was thinking like 1,500, 2,000, 2,500 euros, like do a differential, but I think this did it. That's such a good feeling, and it means that I did actually diagnose it correctly, which means I can title my video "How to Diagnose Clunking Sound on Volvo C30" or something like that. Why are you not on your side of the road, mister? German car, as usual, you could say. We have a lot of German tourists this time of year, and yeah, these roads are not exactly the autobahn, so like big German cars, many caravans and stuff, they're just all over the road. Anyways, this, oh, it's almost too good to be true. I was like clutching at straws, hoping that it would be either the motor mount or more likely the drive shaft, and I'm so happy. I can sleep well tonight. I'm gonna try to like get some money back on the guarantee, because it came with a 2-year warranty, I believe, that drive shaft. So we'll see if they want to pay me back or not. Or no, probably not, because it's used and everything. But I mean, to be honest, never actually used any warranty stuff, so I don't know how it works. But I'll see if I can do anything. I'm just such a nice car, and now it's all free of sounds and clunks and everything. One more time. Yeah, because every time I would downshift into second gear and like not rev match exactly perfectly, I would get like a clunk, because it's like the the CV joint would like turn just a bit in the like the opposite direction of forward, which means it would like clunk as it hit like the wall of the inner wall of the like tripod assembly, that was my diagnosis. Like that's what I thought was going on, and yeah, that was it. So happy. I'm gonna keep enjoying this car, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.